Alright, this is all just window cleaning. Master's at work or Marcus at work. Today I'm going to show you my wintery preparation. We're going into Walmart today. It was below freezing this morning, and there's ice inside my water-fed backpack. I think I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to store that backpack and not leave it in the car overnight, so the tubing don't swell up and get leaks or bust, or my fittings for that matter. But I'm going to show you my wintry mix. I have to put that house off on next week. It's supposed to warm up in like the 60s next week. Okay, if any of you been following me from last year, y'all would know what I'm about to do. Every year, I lose my gloves somehow. After the cold weather I get a little careless, and I can never find them when I need them. So every year I go to Walmart, instead of ordering the sealskin gloves, or shark skin gloves, or neoprene gloves from an actual window cleaning store, you're gonna pay like, I don't know, $30 to $40 something for a good pair. But for those who need gloves in a pinch and want to save money, go to your local Walmart. These are a knockoff version, but they're very, very good, and they keep your hands warm. All right, let's read some of this. It's in a different language, so. Well, anyway, these are like waterproof. Alright. And Celsius ice gear. Alright, well, anyway, let me try these on. These work. The only thing with these, and I imagine with the expensive ones, if you take your hands out, see, at times, this might make your hands sweat on the inside. So whatever you do, word of advice, do not take your gloves off outside while your hands are wet and then go stick them back in there. Your hands will never stay warm. I found that out the hard way, depending on the temperature, of course. But if you get these gloves and you don't wear nothing on underneath of these and you just put in your skin, which is fine. But I found out that sometimes if you have hot or warm water, dip your hands in the water. Your hands won't get wet, but the warmth will actually keep your body heat in, and it'll keep your fingers warm, nice and toasty. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain if y'all don't understand what I'm saying, but here we go. Okay, you see how many they have. They didn't really stockpile this, but you got to get here early before the cold weather gets, because these things, they fly off the shelves. Because people, they know about those things. Especially those who work out in the cold and dealing with water all the time. Okay, next we have my winter solution. This is the one I get. Prestone de-icer. It goes below 27 degrees Fahrenheit, which is outstanding. This is made for them deep freezes in the dead of winter, when ain't much moving around. You know what I mean? In the dead of winter, ain't much moving around. Not even too many birds. They know what to do. They fly south or whatever it is they do. But this says 27 degrees, but these are, I don't know. I don't like the bright colors, like the orange. This I used to get, you know, I just don't like, see, this is 20. This is 27, so this is more for colder weather. I don't use the purple stuff. You know what I mean? I just don't like the color. I'd rather have something a little bit more clear. You can use any one of these, mind you. The blue stuff you can use, but I noticed that if you don't wipe up good, it'll leave a blue residue on the seals, which is why I don't use it. If you're mixing it with water, no, it doesn't. But if you're going to use it straight on those real frigid days, you'll notice that it'll leave blue stuff, because it's kind of hard to wipe up the outside when the temperatures are that extreme and your rag is stiff. You got to walk with a bunch of rags if you're not the one that use squeegees all the time to squeegee off the ledge. But there's ways around it. I just prefer this. So we're going to get 3 of these. Also, it was been my experience that doing commercial accounts, like I said, some of you in the trade, y'all might focus more on residential. And this time of the year, things tend to slow down for you if you don't have any commercial accounts or storefront accounts, route work. Sometimes you may get there before they get a chance to care for their surrounding environment of their building, their establishment. That means shoveling, getting rid of the ice. Sometimes they may throw salt down and the salt hasn't gotten a chance to penetrate the ice yet, so it's safe to walk on. But you can't just skip the windows because there's a sheet of ice right there and you're walking on an ice skating rink. Bam! Ice cleats. I suggest you keep these in the car for times like that. It may potentially prevent you from having a fantastic disaster. And if anyone has ever fall down without knowing that it's coming, and it's not a pretty sight and a pretty feeling to slam down hard on a sheet of ice. You know what I mean? Because if you land hard, you could bust your head, you could bust your elbow, anything. Because if you're working and you're cleaning windows, all of a sudden your feet start getting away from you like the Flintstones. You know how when he's ready to run and he's like running a whole mile a minute, but his feet is just moving, and then he's building up speed, and then he takes off? That's how you're going to be on ice, like the Flintstones. And except that you won't be going nowhere. The only place you'll be going is down. So, highly recommend these ice cleats. I'm actually probably going to... Oh, let's see how much the price is. Alright, shoot. Where are they? Where's the price? There's no price on here. Oh, there it is. $9.47. It's $10. You know what? I'm not gonna spend so much today because I got other stuff I want to get. I'll come and get these later. Because like I said, my other gloves and my ice cleats, they disappeared as well. So I'm sure you can always find these at your local Walmart. And if one doesn't have it, you go to the other. But expect this year, ladies and gentlemen. Sub-Zero. Get them. I'll get them another time when it actually really starts to snow. No need to go commando right now. And like I'm preparing for war. Well, it is war because we're going to be fighting against this cold, trust me. Alright, the ratios I use. Usually if it's like 32 degrees or 30 degrees, usually the heat from inside whatever building you're working on is enough to keep it from freezing. I may do half and half. 50-50. Half a bucket of water and maybe half of this. If it's anything below, I say about 25 to 20 degrees, I'll use this straight. Let's say I use 3 bottles to fill up my bucket. I may use 1 bottle of water. And, you'll get a feel of it as far as the temperatures is concerned. And you'll get to know exactly how much of this you'll need without wasting it in order to just keep it from freezing. You don't want to go overboard with this, especially if you're in a habit of changing your water all the time. I don't really know if I'm going to put this in my pump sprayer. Usually on the outside, I don't work with a pump sprayer because the lines could freeze even with this in it. I usually work by way of bucket and go back to basics. And I'll use my pump sprayer on the inside with just my normal solution. But there you have it, Mac-a-Fracker.